Hello, Internet! This is East Schrodinger's cat, and welcome to another episode of Foolcraft. Last time, we automated some pork, and we did a lot of road things. And in between the episodes, I have basically just switched out all the blocks in the walls. Over here, I replaced the cherry wood slabs that were on top of here because I felt like they were too colorful. We need our walls to be more of a neutral color because we're going to have different colored buildings. So this made a lot more sense. I also replaced a lot of the acacia wood with this mangrove wood because I have an abundance of mangrove wood but a fairly slow income of acacia, and I needed to do a lot of walls, and I think it's a nice warm color. I'm getting used to it. It's a little different, but I kind of like it better. It's warmer. It has it goes really nicely with these jungle planks here, and it also well, you can't really see it here, but it did go nicely with these two blocks, and I think I will use that elsewhere. But I guess I can probably, it's so hard to show all this off without flight because it takes so long to get anywhere. But now I have basically all this stuff lined out, and it looks cooler on the map with this little outline to all the platforms. But this episode, I want to get a better power solution, and to do that, I want to create lava. Now, all of the tech mod approaches to creating lava that we have access to right now are they basically they use too much power to be worth it to create the lava. So I think what I'll do is I'll go the blood magic route. So, because blood magic has a nice ritual that just creates lava, and that's pretty cool. But to get into blood magic, I need these rudimentary snares which I have, because the blood altar requires a demonic will, and fortunately it is nighttime out and nobody's on to sleep, so that is good. I just have to go somewhere where there's actually mobs because I've lit up about a 20 by 20 chunk radius of things. Okay, out here we go, which isn't the great place because there's nothing but water. Okay, here's a whatever you are. And you gotta do it until they get the particles. Come on, give me the particles. There we go. There's the particle. A sword would help. It would, I do admit, help considerably. So, that's pretty easy. We don't need a lot of will at the beginning. I don't actually know if we need a lot of will at the end, because I know nothing about the 1.10 plus version of blood magic. I started doing some of it in Zeftech, but now we have will, and we can make our blood altar. So there's a lot of steps and infrastructure stuff that we're gonna have to do in order to get the lava. The ritual is, it requires us, let's see, where is it? The ritual definer requires us to have a tier 3 blood altar, and this is what will allow us to basically create the things and get the ritual going. Demonic slate, whoa! Really? Huh. Okay, hopefully I can use this and not whatever this is. I don't know what this is. But we need to get a tier 3 blood altar. We also need to get some automation of LP. Now, we have that mob farm out by the mesa. However, I can't I need the mob farm to be in a place where I'm actually gonna be, because obviously I could chunk load that area, but obviously if I am not there, the mobs will not spawn, because Minecraft. So I will have to get a second mob farm, which kind of makes the other mob farm, it's okay, I guess, whatever. But I'll have to do that. To get the, let's see, the next tier's altars, I believe it's the same as the old version of blood magic. I just need a bunch of these runes, which are blank slates, which is just stone in a tier 1 altar, and I have that over here, and I think I'm going to put this in, okay, I was afraid it was going to trample. Not that I use that for anything. I think I will put it over here. This seems like a good spot. The total structure is like it's a 23 by 23 square. I think I'm going to put the altar here and then expand down and cover it up. Maybe I'll have, I don't know, something like that. But I completely forgot to bring stone. Hold on. So, just just the starting way, I guess, to get blood in the altar is just the sacrificial knife, and then you put the stone in, and then you wait, and it will turn into a blank slate. Now, oh, lag spike. This automating this could be a little tricky because a hopper, like if you put a hopper in there, it will just continue to put items in, even if you even if there's one already processing, and that could be tricky because it uses more blood, and then it's weird, and you need to like sort of take it out another stage. Once you get the altar upgraded, these are the only ones you can make in tier 1, but once the altar gets upgraded, if you leave them in there, they'll turn into the higher tier slates, which can't necessarily be used for our purposes. So I'll need to find a way to put one item in here and then pull one item out. Extra Utilities used to have a pipe, it was like called the hyper extract or whatever. It would put one item in. Now I'm wondering, I'll have to check to see if there's something in this pack that does the same thing. Translocators are in the pack, which is great. These will pretty much do everything we want to do, and then we can just filter out with some item filters when we want to. But I don't know if these or dictionary I don't know if you need the ones from item dislocators, but if you are crafting, this little arrow over here will let you shift through all the recipes that are linked to that thing, so there's no issue with conflicting recipes. So these item translocators are cool. They would basically allow us to say, okay, we have an inventory here. We can specify exactly which items we want in this thing. So we can specify we want one stone in here, and it will make sure that it will have one stone on here at all times, of course, assuming it has the item. I don't remember which one you're supposed to click the diamond nugget on. I have no idea. Let's try this one and see if it works, and if it doesn't, we'll swap them and see what happens. So in theory, I should be able to put this here. I gotta click that in. Yes! And it'll put the item here, and if I take it out, it'll put an item here again. So that's very simple. And then to get it out, we can just do, let's see, where's my item conduits? There they are. Item conduits, and we can put a filter in here, and we can go to the filter here, and we can whitelist blank slates. And we'll have to change this manually when we switch to higher tier slates, because if you leave them in here, they will, assuming you have a high enough tier altar, they will continue to process, and that will cause you not get the results that you want. So now this should work here. Yep. And then this should continue to run as long as I have blood in here, which, considering I don't have anything automated, might be a little bit annoying, but it does take away some of the manual work. I can just sort of like swing by here, oh, I have some life left, and then run away and let it process. So upgrading the altar, first of all, it requires 18 of these bloodstone things. I want you to stop for a second. I want you to stop. Stop. No. Stop. Stop. I said stop. Give it to me. Give it. I swear to the Lord. Stop. Go away. Okay. I got it. I'm back in control. Now, back to what I was doing before that rude interruption, I need to get these runes, and these runes require a weak blood orb, which is just a diamond in a blood altar with a certain amount of LP, and then you just let it go, and the first two tiers of the altar are fairly similar. Basically, I just surround this in runes, and then I do that again in a bigger thing, and then with glowstone. So I am gonna get all the runes for both of them, and then do them both at the same time, I think. Now, the blood orb, you have to right-click it once to link it to yourself, and then once you link it to yourself, like, if you try to use a blood orb for rituals or something, and it's not linked to yourself, it won't work, so you gotta remember to do that. But now, when I right-click this, instead of putting the blood in the altar, it will put it in my LP network. And I guess I would need to make the divination sigil to see how much was in my LP network, but I'll do that later. The first tier, or the second tier, is just 3 things in a row, so this should be a valid thing. And then the third tier is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side, I think, which means I don't... Oh, I do have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hooray! I don't know how that math worked out, but whatever. Not gonna question it. I also need 2 pillars here, which I didn't punch this out up here, and these can be any solid block, but there needs to be glowstone up here. So get out of here, bwomp bwomp, glowstone, and over here, bwomp bwomp, glowstone, and last but not least, bwomp bwomp, glowstone. And now that should, I think, be a valid altar, and I can put I can put any block like right here to cover up this ugliness. I will have to make a divination sigil, which I will do immediately to figure out if this is the right altar. To get the divination sigil, you need an alchemy ray, apparently. So I did not know these could be used for crafting. I used them to go speedy fast in Sevtech. But you need the Hellfire Forge. You need to put a demonic will here. This is actually a pretty sizable chunk of will, but that's okay. Bone meal and this thing should cook up a arcane ashes, which will allow us to do the thing. So I should be able to... Do I have another black slate around here somewhere? No? Fine, I'll have to make another black slate because I didn't prepare it before the video. Alright, make a slate. Give me a slate. Give me a slate. Deliver unto me a slate. Give! I demand! I demand it! Thank you! So this should be able to... let's see. This. Wah, alchemy ray. And then the redstone. Wah. And then... Look at that little... Looks like a face. And then the blank slate. And you give me a divination sigil? Yes? Hello? Can I have a sigil? Yay! Hooray! Okay, so it uses up the alchemy array, but now we have the divination sigil. Should link it to myself, and then life essence, the thing. Are you not telling me? How come you're not telling me if this is a valid altar? It used to, but now it doesn't. So, oh wait, up in the corner there. Okay, tier 3. Okay, it used to show up in chat, now it's in the corner. Okay, noted. I have learned a thing today. Oh, it's in Wayla. Was this always here? Hold on, I have to check the recording for this. Okay, recording confirmed. It wasn't there. Okay, so I'm not dumb. I'm not as dumb as I thought it was. Does it go away if I have this out of my inventory? It sure does. It only shows up in Wayla if it's in my inventory. Okay, that's interesting. I kind of like that. Now to do the rituals, you need to paint, I think it's ritual stones with the ritual diviner. And to do that, you need these elemental inscription tools. You can do this manually, but screw that. We need magma cream, which we have. We need obsidian, which we have. We need lapis. We need gas tiers, which we do not have. So to the nether. Naturally, the nether is entirely and completely devoid of ghasts. They have gone. They have retreated and are gone. Rest in peace. I have found one. Now can I hit it? That is the question. Don't hit a pigman! I swear, if you hit a pigman, I'm gonna be really mad. Ah! Come on. Yes! Aha! I did not get a gas tier. This is unacceptable. I demand justice! Give me justice, you little shit! Come on! Oh, I see. You just disappear on me? You're running away? You're hiding? Okay, fine. Okay, I found one. Stupid brambles, I hate them. I hate the brambles. They're the worst. The worst, I say. Gast? Where'd you go? Ah! Why does everybody leave me in the end? Why? Stupid Gast. Well, this isn't ideal. Waypoints? Save me? Aha! 3 cheers for exploits. I have found you. You can't hide from me this time. You can't hide from me. Not this time. Not this time. Come on. Come on, gas. How did that not kill it? So much for multi-shot, am I right? Ah! If I hit a pigment, I swear. Give me a gas tier right now. Okay. I think it did. I think it might have. Hello? Gas tier? Please. Please. No. Oh. Oh. Why? Why you gotta be like that? Okay, you are legally obligated. Give me a gas tier. Give it to me. Give it to me right now. I demand it. Aha! You did it. I'm glad that you complied with the law, because the consequences would have been severe. While this sort of processes, I just did the gas tier, and then the obsidian, which I need to give them more blood for. There we go. And process. I want to start designing this building. Now, I originally thought maybe, you know, doing a sister blood building, but I like the idea that this society doesn't view stuff like this as immoral. They kind of have this idea that anything that helps the civilization is completely valid and moral. If it brings the civilization power, then it doesn't matter what the cost is. It still believes, yes, we're doing the right thing. So it wouldn't be a shame to have like a blood altar, a gigantic blood altar sacrificing monsters in the middle of their town, because it's for the good of the society that we get the, you know, the resources that come from it. I brought these arches all the way around, and I have these, like, triangle things on the inside, and I like how that looks. I think I want this to be open, and then have a higher ceiling. It's gonna be similar style architecture as the building we're gonna put here. It's just gonna be smaller. So, or maybe I'll leave it open? I don't know. I might leave it open, actually, because I'm probably gonna have to have a mob farm up here. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I want to, I guess, I'm gonna bring the blood altar down here, and I think I'm gonna clear this area out, but I want to have some, like, circular stuff over here where these things are, and just have it be open to the ground in between the circles and whatnot. That's not the right place to dig out dirt. There we go. That's the right place. So something like this. I don't exactly know. I haven't like planned it out or anything, but I'll make these circles. Circles are hard to do. That's it's a lot of trial and error, honestly, and eventually you'll sort of get a feel for the way that the patterns do. But if you like, it's one of those things where you just keep doing it, and eventually you will know. You'll be familiar with how the shapes move. You can use things like plots.com or whatever the site address is. That's a good thing to use. And then after a while of using those layouts, you just sort of get a feel for it. I have been doing a lot of work on this thing, just kind of fleshing it out. I'm not entirely happy with it, but I do like it in general. It looks cool from Journey Map. It looks really cool from Journey Map, but I added some more patterns into the floors. I basically dug out this area under here, and I have mapped out where all the runes will be. So where the chiseled stone bricks are, that's where the runes will be, just to sort of plan this area out and just to get it looking decent before we're able to go to tier 6 or whatever. I have this design of the cherry wood planks. We have that unlimited chisel works mod, which is fantastic because it means that every wood in the pack has chisel variations, which is great. And it also means that the white sandstone does too. So I've been kind of changing up those two. I have some stuff under here, some design under here for that, and it's a little bit weird because because the altar is square but the rings are circular, so it's kind of weird, but that's okay. I can live with that. I have put this little thing around here, and I think this is good for it. I like that it's this like the structure is primarily white, but then you kind of have this accent of red from the bottom, and it looks pretty cool from, if I can get somewhere where I can actually get some height. It looks decent from a height. Unfortunately, I've started this clip very far away from a height. What is that sound? What is that sound? It's gone. What? What? And it's back? Okay, that is bizarre. I think my glider is haunted. I've started making this box thing because I want to have a mob farm here, and that is because what I want to do is I want to have the Well of Suffering underneath here. The Well of Suffering will damage mobs if they're within a 10-block radius of the Master Ritual Zone, so there's enough space to put it underneath the altar, so it's going to be down there, and then mobs are going to be pushing here. Now, I got another drop of evil, so I can make another drop of evil farm. We have that other mob farm. It wasn't really entirely used at all very much, any. Basically, the only time I used it was that one episode. So, we'll have a mob farm here now, which will be nice, because it will run while we are actually at the base, unlike the other ones, so here we are. And I will be using fans, and I have some ideas for how to have overflow protection of mobs as well. I forgot we had the open blocks fan because for a while open blocks hadn't upgraded, but hopefully this should work without me having to make all of this crap, because I really do not have feathers. I am out of feathers entirely, but I hope that if I put redstone around here that it will activate. What happens when I go down here? Nice. Okay, that's a good sign. I am trapped. Super trapped. Okay. I put lights in, so we will have a on switch for the lights and separately an on switch for the fans for whatever our purposes are. And with controllable lights and the ability to turn it on and off with a redstone signal, we can, there's something called a mob counter, I think, or counter something, hold on. A mob detector from Industrial Forging, and this should output a redstone signal with a strength that is equal to the number of items or entities that are in front of it. So down here, when entities fall down here and they're waiting to be either killed by the Well of Suffering or killed by the player or whatever, if there's more than a certain amount collected in here, this thing will emit a redstone signal and it will turn off the farm. So we won't get a collection of mobs that lies out the server and kills everything. So that's pretty cool. I'm starting to design this center part. I mean, this up here is completely not done yet, but this up here I have so that you can come up here and kill the mobs, because there is a way to get LP from them by killing mobs manually, which we'll have to do because the Well of Suffering ritual requires like 50,000 LP to even start. So in there we can have a little killing chamber, and then the Well of Suffering should kill it when it's just passive. But I'm going to continue working on the structure of this thing. I think that looks pretty good as far as something of this shape can go. I didn't plan this especially well, in that I am going to have to find a way to make this building look like it's supported somehow, because this little thing in the middle will not do. So I'll have to put some sort of like supports up here of some kind in like a, if steampunk was magical type air thingy. And there we have something! I like how it looks. It's kind of abstract, very abstract, but I think I want to put something up here supporting it, some sort of magic something, I don't know. I haven't decided on it yet, but I do like the shape of this thing. I can get rid of the scaffolding over here so we can see it better. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, sir scaffolding. You did your duty, but you are dismissed. Yeah, I have this design in the middle here, which is okay. It's fine. It works. And I have this sort of support underneath here, and I like... Hold on, let me up. I want up. I'd like this under here with the cherry wood so that there's that little touch of red. The red is a very vibrant color, so just little bits of it can add a lot of color to an area that is largely just white. And I want to get up. Removing that staircase was probably a bad idea, because now I can't get up to show you the thing that's on top of it. So that's my life right now. Can I? No, no. Okay, there go the tomatoes. Alright, great. And we're back up with another staircase. And this design is much like the, in the same way that we have it on the bottom. We have the sort of the red sunken in the background behind this sandstone design. And I have these things coming up over here. The idea being that maybe there's like a magic floating thing in the middle here that's keeping this thing supported. But I have made the mob detector and some rage add-ons and some redstone transmitters. So let's see, let's come down here. This isn't planned out at all conveniently for putting this together. I have not thought this through at all. I just made all the stuff, so hopefully it goes to plan. Mob detector will go here, I guess, is a good enough place as any. I'll get rid of that. And then I haven't looked in. Okay, so obviously it needs RF, which we'll need to solve. And it doesn't look like it has any sort of interface. So I guess it'll detect in this area, and I want to add this rage add-on so that it shows... Hello? Show? Working area? Oh, there it goes. I was inside of it, so it didn't show up. But yeah, it should detect everything in here, and it should put out... Excuse me. I swear. I swear these working conditions are not acceptable. Alright, put that, and what? And there we go. I did it. Nailed it. 10 out of 10. Now, the problem I'm facing right now is how the actual hell do I get power to this thing? It's so far away! It's so far away! I will probably put the lava power generation over here. So, I think for right now, the only option I have is giant cable. Because I could use a dimensional transceiver, but I don't have Enderman heads. I don't. So, time for cabling! I did the best that I could. It goes through here. There's really no way to avoid this because the blood altar's down here. This multi-block needs to stay in line. And then there's going to be the well of suffering underneath it. So I brought it through here and down under. It's good for my standards. It's great. It's fantastic for my standards. You can't see the entire length of the cable. That's A+ as far as I'm concerned. But this thing is running now. So hopefully, if I get some redstone and we can test it, let me turn off this purple thing. Go away. If we... Let's see. How do we do this? Let me put some redstone here on the back of it. Okay, it does connect, and obviously there's no entities there. So I brought a couple entities. Let's see. If I put one here, does it go? Yes, it does. I get a power 1. Okay. And what if I put a second one? Do I get a power 2? I do. Okay. So, we can have it be so that it doesn't trigger the off, or turn the lights on, when there is more than 15 entities, but if there's less than 15 entities, it still runs. So, in that way, we can either continue to harvest them with the Well of Suffering, or we can come up here and hit them manually, whatever we plan to do. The last thing for this mob farm that we need to set up is just item collection and obviously the actual Well of Suffering. People are doing rockets outside my window, but that is gonna have to wait till next episode because we've run out of time. So, next episode, we will get the rest of this thing running. So, I am going to say good day to you, Internet, and thank you for watching.